Hey, over the next 3 or 4 months, I will be going through Sandman. I have read the first couple of volumes many years ago, 15 years ago or so, but never the complete series, and that's something I'm about to rectify. So, this first volume, Preludes and Nocturnes, compiles the first 8 issues of the series, and in issue 1, we have a occultist group performing a magical ritual trying to summon and imprison death, but instead they summon and imprison Dream, the master of dreams, and they keep Dream incarcerated in hopes to obtain some power, but they never do because Dream very patiently waits for a moment to free himself, and it takes 72 years for that moment to arrive. Um, his his captors took away Dream's tools, his objects of power, his elm and his sandbag and his ruby, and from issue 2 to issue 7, it's the quest, it's Dream's quest to recover those objects. In issue 2, he returns to the realm of Realm, to the realm of dreams, to the land of dreams, his realm, so that he can recover some strength. He finds his palace in ruins. He meets some of the other inhabitants of the dreamland, which I believe will be recurring characters throughout the series. He meets Cain and Abel, the brothers, and Lucian, who I still don't know exactly who he is. And he looks for 3 witches, asking them for the location of his power objects. And he learns that the sandbag is in the possession of John Constantine. And so in issue 3, Dream meets John Constantine and recovers the sandbag, which was being used as a drug by an ex-girlfriend of Constantine. In issue 4, Dream, looking for his helm, goes to hell, and he finds out his helm is in possession of a demon called Coronzon, and they have a duel, but it is a duel of ideas, a duel of concepts, and this is a very, very nice issue. I think it was my favorite in this first volume. And Dream recovers his helm. So he is now missing the ruby. And when he learns the location of the ruby and he finds it, he also finds the ruby has been modified by this character, Dr. Destiny, John Dee, which is a very dark and tormented character that we were introduced to in the second issue of the series. And the ruby has been modified, and when Dream finds it, the gem steals some more of his power and knocks him unconscious. And John Dee, Dr. Destiny, takes possession of the ruby, and in issue 6, we are told a very dark tale of what happens in a diner where John Dee goes to, and for 24 hours he torments the diner's clients and employees. And in this issue, which is called exactly 24 hours, um, it's a very nice tale, and I think it is an important one, because the reader will not have a chance to understand this yet, but I know that Dream has siblings. There are other endless entities. There's death, and there's also desire, despair, destruction, and I'm missing some. But in this issue 6, Neil Gaiman takes us through a story where all these emotions, all these concepts are taking place: desire, destruction, dream, and ultimately death. And this is truly a maybe the first special story in the series of Sandman. In issue 7, Dream battles John Dee for the possession of the ruby, and the ruby ends up being destroyed, and the energy that it contained, which was the essence of Dream itself, returns to the Master of Dreams, and he gets fully reinforced and reestablished, because he was still very weak after being imprisoned for so many years. And finally, on issue 8, we are introduced to Death, Dream's sister, and she finds him somewhat depressed, or at least having some downtime, not knowing exactly what to do next, lacking motivation, and Death takes her brother on her working day, collecting souls, and that seems to be enough to reinforce Dream's will, to reinvigorate him, and to make him feel ready to face new adventures and new objectives. So this last issue is not only a epilogue to the volume and a way to recap the previous issues, but it's also a prologue to what will happen next. How good did I find this first volume of Sandman? It's okay. It's not great. Hello, Jimmy. This is one of my 4 cats. It's not great, this first volume. It is a good way to introduce ourselves to the character and to the concept, which is not an easy one to understand, and it's very original. This is, after all, a story about dreams, about ideas, imagination, about the ethereal of the world of dreams, of the still unknown, almost unexplainable world of dreams. So this volume serves that purpose well, but there is nothing absolutely mind-blowing in it. I'm well aware that this is one of the most acclaimed series ever, so I'm very much looking forward to what comes next. Um, the very first line in the comic is "Wake up, sir," which is very nice. But the first page is not that nice. Um, in the first page, we have this character, the conservator of the British Museum, who goes to take the Trevor Burgess, the occultist who summons Dream, a book which is what allows Burgess to summon Dream. But this come on, this first page completely lacks impact. It's very boring, and this character, the museum conservator, is seems to be a very relevant character. He will die just a few pages later. So maybe Neil Gaiman could have started the story at another point, maybe with the magical ritual itself, and I guess it could be a more impactful start. I very much doubt that nowadays, if this was pitched to any publisher with a synopsis of the first few issues and with art for the first 8 pages or so, I very much doubt this would be accepted by at least by the main comics publishers. The art is initially by Sam Keith. Keith takes the pencils on the first 5 issues of the series, and it is a bit strange, especially because it is very inconsistent. There are panels which are beautifully drawn, but others are not that well drawn. The characters suffer from visual changes from panel to panel. It's all a bit inconsistent, but at the same time, there's a very good dynamic in the art, and the panel layout is very, very good. So all in all, I didn't dislike Sam Keith's work, and I believe it gets better and better as we go along. By issue 3, 4, his art is more refined, and the layout is something that really catches the eye. But Sam Keith was not feeling comfortable in the project. He said to Neil Gaiman that he felt like Jimi Hendrix playing with the Beatles. He felt in the wrong band. And Mike Dringenberg, who was responsible for the inking, takes his place at the pencils in issue 6. And the transition is quite subtle, even because Sam Keith's art was also slightly changing and getting better, and it looks to me that Dringenberg took adapted a very similar style, and so you can hardly notice from issue 5 to 6 that there was a change in the art. But in issue 8, in the final issue of this volume, you can see a very different style. It's much cleaner, colder, and I do believe that the next issues will be pretty much like this. So, all in all, it was a fine read, nothing extraordinary, but it is the start of a fantastic series, and I am very much looking forward to what comes next. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.